Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, March 11th, 2026 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. Welcome all. I'm going to read the executive order on remote participation. On March 28th, 2025, Governor Healy signed into law House Bill 62, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which included a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the Mass Open Meeting Law, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Sections 18 through 25. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through June 30th, 2027. Thank you and welcome. And I'll ask everyone to join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Commissioner Stady.
I am here remote. I am here.
Yes. And Commissioner Shea is here. We have a quorum. We are also going to hold a public hearing on our budget. So we're going to go right to the agenda items and we'll get right to the public hearing. Thank you all.
For you, if I could.
Director Cronin.
Commissioner Stady, do we have your permission to use your stamp for any votes that you take today?
Yes, you do. Permission is granted. Yes. Yep.
Okay, call to order. Roll call is done. No executive session today. Number 4, minutes of the open session meeting of March 4th.
Through you, Mr. Chair, ask you to hold the 2 March minutes.
Okay.
I'll move the table approval to the next meeting, Mr. Chairman, of those minutes.
That's sufficient, yes.
You have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move the table.
Yes. March 4th, minutes of open session and executive session. Okay. Motion made and seconded.
Yes.
All in favor?
Yes, aye.
Okay. Thank you. We'll table the March 4th. Open session meeting of February 25th, minutes.
February 25th. Did we approve that already? I thought we did. Maybe not.
They previously held because they weren't ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see to the chair. Chair, fine. I'm fine.
The minutes are fine, so I think we can go forward today.
All right. I'll move approval.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That's the approval of the March 25th open session meetings. Number 5, appointments. Fiscal year 2027 county budget public hearing. I'm going to open the public hearing.
Let's read the
I got
introduction.
the section right here. I got it right. In accordance with Chapter 35, Section 28 of the Mass General Laws, the chairman declares that the public hearing on the Norfolk County fiscal year budget 2027 is open.
I think you should take a motion to open it.
I need a motion to open the public hearing, Commissioner.
I'll move that we open the public hearing on the commissioner's budget for fiscal 27.
Thank you. This budget hearing is,
You have a motion.
I have a motion. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Number 2, chairman asks for public comment. We are now going to open the session for anyone in the public who has any comment at all on the fiscal 2027 budget. Okay, that opens it up. I'm now going to ask our county director to review and briefly discuss the fiscal year 27 budget.
Commissioner, through you to Commissioner Stady, the FY 27 public hearing on the proposed budget simply reveals what the requests have been as submitted by the departments to you to date. As you know, the work is not completed on this budget. It will be completed on March 28th, when a balanced budget will be delivered to you. Currently, the public viewing budget, which is on our website and available here at our front desk, is over $2 million out of balance. It has not been fully balanced, as you can imagine. This is pretty typical each year of the status of the public hearing. So at this point, the only thing I can reveal to you is that the work is ongoing to take into consideration all of the requests that have been made by the department heads against available revenue. And on March 28th, I'll deliver a balanced budget against that.
Okay.
Okay.
We reviewed briefly the budget, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any recommendations?
At this
Director?
point, the only recommendation is to complete this particular public hearing, accept any input, and close the hearing.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, so is this the
Yes.
time for us to, I understand we opened the public hearing, that's normal, we've done that for the last 5 years, I've been on the board. Is this where department heads or anybody else should be weighing in on things they may have forgotten or left out or need explanation? Or the public?
It's mainly for the public.
Okay.
okay,
I'm thinking of the maintenance budget, that's all. It's just it's a question, but I can circle back to the director because I know when Mr. Chick presented his budget, we had a couple of questions for him and he was going to get back to us. And I know he needs some more time, but that's something he can talk to John about and then we can resolve prior to the actual vote. But
budget is open. And it is
Yeah.
for you. Chick can talk about the budget anytime until we bring it back with the changes made, or whatever it takes. Today,
Understood.
anyone can comment today, but now is the time for the comment, for the public comment.
Okay,
We have,
thank you.
haven't noticed anyone here in person, but there's several people on the Zoom land. If they have any comment, now is the time to bring it up. Okay, last call for public comment on the 2027 budget.
Do we need a motion to close the public hearing or is that?
Yes, Commissioner. Seeing none,
No,
I'm
no,
going to ask a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, is that sufficient time? We're ready to move? I'll move it. I'll move we close the public hearing on the 2027 County Commissioner budget.
Motion is seconded. All in favor of closing the public hearing on the 2027 budget? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's sufficient.
Okay.
So you just declare the hearing is now closed.
I'm going to declare that the hearing on the 2027 budget, public hearing, is now closed and continued to a future meeting. So budget. Thank you. Back to the agenda. That was number 5. Number 6, another public comment session that we use every week, or we require put on our agenda. If there's anyone out in Zoom land or present that wants to make any comment at all in a public hearing, not necessarily the budget, now is the time. Director Cronin, you don't have anyone that's
No, sir.
reached out to you? Okay. Last call for public comment at our regularly scheduled meeting. Seeing none, we're going to go to number 7, old business. We have none. Number 8, personnel matters for consideration. Commissioner Stady.
Oh, yes. I would appreciate a list or have a list read to me so I could move it.
Mr. Chair, I'd be happy to read it.
Mhm.
Sure.
We're going to have Director Cronin read it since you don't have one. I have mine, but go ahead.
Today's,
Yeah.
That'd be great. Okay.
today's,
Either way,
today's-
if you screenshot it, I could, it's hard to read it, but I've got it. Okay, I've got it now. I'm sorry, John. Mr. Chairman, I could move the following since I have the information in front of me. If Billy will stop moving it around, it'd be great. I'll move approval of the Norfolk County Agricultural High School. The following motions. First, number one, I'll move a motion to notice a rate change for Connor Thompson, student laborer, flat rate, effective date 3/12/26. So moved.
Motion seconded. All in favor?
Aye. I'll take the next two together. I move motion for approval of contingent employment of Victoria Keller as a substitute instructor and also of David Jacobs as a long-term substitute instructor for the rates stated. And the both appointments are effective 3/12/26. So moved.
Chairman,
Mr.
order.
Mr. Commissioner
What?
Stady, I have to,
Just a point of order, Commissioner Stady. Early this morning, we received word that the candidate, David Jacobs, has withdrawn. So we respectfully request that you not move forward with that appointment today, but rather the one simply for Victoria Keller as your original motion indicated. Thank you.
Okay. I'll amend my motion then to just move approval of contingent employment for Victoria Keller as the substitute instructor at the rate stated, and it'll be again 3/12/26. So moved.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
So that takes 1 and 2. The next is recreation facility.
Okay. Now somehow I have lost the link. This is not good. I had it. Let's see what happened here. I have to defer to John Cronin not to delay the meeting. I've
All right,
lost it.
The next one for the commissioner's consideration, a notice of rehire for Edward Curley as seasonal golf associate for the rate stated effective March 15th, 2026.
All right. So I'll make the motion to rehire Edward. I've got it back now. Edward Curley, as stated by the director, effective date 3/15/26. So moved.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye. I'll move approval of the notice of contingent employment for Jennifer Huron as a seasonal golf associate, as well as Matthew Woolley as a seasonal golf associate. Jennifer's is effective 3/15/26. Matthew's the next day, 3/16/26, both at the same rate as stated. So moved.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed. Next.
And last, for the record, I read a notice of an FMLA effective 4/1/26, code 2604-01, presented for the record.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 9. That concludes personnel. Number 9, payroll expense warrants for approval.
Right. If you'd be kind enough to put that up, I'd be very happy to read it.
I don't know if he has that electronically. Do you, Bill?
Okay. All right.
Yes, there you
I
go.
got it. Oh, I have it. How about that?
Is that
All right.
enough?
I guess my computer's jumping all over the place. I've got it though. So, Mr. Chairman, I can read for approval the warrant list. I approval the warrant list of 3/4/26. Bill, shrink that down a little bit because it's going off my screen, please. It's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Number 1, payroll of the county 26-36. The sum $147,084.90. So moved.
Motion seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Second, I move approval of the expense of the county of 03/02/26, the sum $814,437.58. So moved.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Third, I move approval of line 26-5 of U.S. Bank General Obligation Bond, the payment of $16,003.13. So moved.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye. And last, I believe it's 26-09, the expense of the school, and then some, I move approval of $225,894.18. So moved.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye. I believe that's the warrant list of 3/4/26.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Number 10, initial disaster assessments for MEMA for February 22-23, 2026 blizzard. I'm calling Director Cronin for this information.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like Mr. Buckley to take the lead on describing this particular initiative. He deserves full credit. As the commissioners may be aware, recent weather events in late February placed a very heavy burden on local snow removal budgets. As a result, MEMA, which is the Massachusetts Emergency Management Association, has reached out to communities, including Norfolk County, to collect costs associated with that removal for potential relief. Mr. Buckley went right on that Zoom and filed a application for relief shortly thereafter. So I want to have him to briefly describe what the scope includes and, of course, give him high praise for his initiative on this one. Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I receive our MEMA updates as a county. We're on the listserv, as well as through the Norfolk County managers. Obviously, all municipalities in southeastern Massachusetts have been affected by the blizzard we had a few weeks ago, and we're seeking relief. It obviously created a number of additional costs that were over and above perhaps expectation. I was able to hop on the MEMA Zoom, and they explained that in a short time frame last week they needed to get initial estimates from all the municipalities and subdivisions of the Commonwealth within given counties. And the way the federal government evaluates funding is you need within a county, not say our county government structure, but within a geographic area, each county within Massachusetts was given a dollar amount of affected spending that they had to hit in order to be considered for the opportunity for federal FEMA reimbursement. For Norfolk County, all of our cities and towns, as well as other governmental entities, needed to hit $3.5 million. We blew right by that after doing initial determinations of need. Each community putting in their information. As we looked into what was available, thank God we didn't have any property damage. We didn't need to create warming centers for citizens as a county. So the eligible expenses for Norfolk County were not particularly large, but I'll share the worksheet. So within basically a 2-day turnaround after hearing from MEMA and being on the call, we were able to put together an application, and I'm sharing it here. It's called an Initial Damage Assessment IDA report, which we kicked up to the disaster recovery folks at the state, and they in turn are gathering information for FEMA. Norfolk County government, our county courthouse complexes at our 5 sites and here in Dedham, we found $65,657, and the Norfolk County Agricultural High School had $2,342 of possibly eligible expenses. So Chicken Peg in short order grabbed all the contractor bills, the overtime bills for snow removal. There also is a calculation factor for the costs associated with using county equipment, specific equipment like snow blowers, front end loaders, salters, sanders, things of that nature. And they tallied all the hours there, and they were able to get me basically within a 24-hour time frame some information that helped support us and at the Aggie as well. Pete Murphy and his crew, all the work they did, we can see the hours and overtime and the equipment they use, which we were able to charge an hourly rate back to. So the Aggie will be able to put $2,300 of expenditure in for reimbursement. We may not get the full amount. We may get a portion of it. I've been in contact with Martina Thornton, who's the disaster recovery / county administrator for Dukes County. So she's in this world a little more, and she's been very helpful. We were also able to alert our colleagues in Bristol and Barnstable and Plymouth about it as well. So they also hopped on and hopefully will generate some funds. So as my dad always says, you can't get anything if you don't put your name in. So we were able to put our name in, and I hope to be able to report to you that some amount of money will be coming back in form of reimbursement to the Commonwealth, to the county, either from the Commonwealth or from FEMA for the storm to help defray some of our costs. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions of Director Buckley?
A couple, if I could, Mr. Chairman,
Certainly, Commissioner.
if I could, through you. So great job, Bill. I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. In the beginning, I had a little trouble with the audio. So did you say the threshold to apply, or is it the limit that you can seek at 3.5 million? What was that number
So
about?
in
You
order
said
for
3.5 million?
in order for any municipality or regional government within our geographic area of Norfolk County to even be considered
Yeah.
by the feds,
Okay.
collectively, all the different towns had to surpass $3.5 million of eligible funding requests. So we blew by that. I think Norwood, because in the manager's listserv we were talking, the town of Norwood had $500,000 of eligible expenses. So we hit the bar as a region to be considered, and now every expense that people have put in will be considered by the feds. So now we're moving into a
Okay,
space
so on
where,
that point, so was this a county application on behalf of towns in Norfolk County, or is this an application just for us ourselves to be
just for us
reimbursed? That's why I
ourselves
lost you.
that went in with all, just for us ourselves that went in with all of the other cities and towns in the region. Um,
So you had to solicit, I'm guessing now, input from different towns in our
no,
county to see if we reach that threshold, right?
no.
I think,
MEMA
no?
solicited that. We were just a piece of it.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
if
okay.
everyone didn't
Gotcha.
respond, we
Thank
may
you.
not have been eligible. So luckily, there were much more.
Okay. So MEMA, we're qualified for that, and therefore we applied as a county, and I understand what Chick did and others did as well. So we're seeking 65,000 more or less, and we might
Yep.
get some of that back, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. Great job. It's excellent. That's excellent. Okay. Darrell, I understand it now. That's fantastic. Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other further questions? Okay,
Thanks, Bill. Thank you.
do we need a motion?
No, not at this time.
No motion required. Okay, we filed it. Excellent. That's very timely. Thank you. Number 11, update on new national opioid settlement. It's a new settlement. I'm going to draw your attention. There's an explanation in your packet. I'm going to ask Director Cronin to explain it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The commissioners may recognize the National Opioid Settlement Program over the last several years. Various vendors that have negotiated settlement against this claim have contributed funds through Massachusetts, ultimately down to cities and towns. Norfolk County has been the beneficiary of several of these settlements in the past, and as you know, you've passed those awards along to Norfolk County institutions that are dealing with the opioid problems here in Norfolk County. There's a new vendor entering the fray. It's known as Six Remnant. This defendant has recently settled, and as a result, the National Opioid Settlement Program will begin working with the state to distribute funds according to a schedule that the settlement calls for. So I don't know how much it is yet. We'll know as soon as the state notifies us what Norfolk County's tranche will be as a result of that award. But we're grateful that this will be in addition to the other vendors who are on, I believe, a 20-year payment program. So once I receive notice, I will inform the commissioners as to how this is or the particular award is playing with the other awards that we received, and begin hopefully putting together our next annual award system to Norfolk County entities. This afternoon, Mr. Chair, through you, I would request a motion to allow the director to apply for this particular settlement, known as the Six Remnant Defendant Settlement from the National Opioid Settlement Program. Thank you.
Any other questions before we do a motion?
Just a comment, only a comment, and it's on me, but I think I'm long overdue to follow back on a program. I think it was called Gilly's House. They were seeking some perhaps interaction with the board and or some assistance. And I think it had been thought we could maybe consider them for a grant. I'm not saying we have to take it up now, but I think that might be something we could look at, in the upcoming months. So with that, I would move that we direct or authorize Director Cronin to proceed with that application as requested.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Good. The motion passes. We'll put in as available and when it becomes available. We've had
Thank
some
you, John.
passed with the Lorillard settlement and one other. And we worked with the town of Randolph on Narcan, was it?
Well, that was one of many. We've sent out dozens and dozens of awards across
Right.
Norfolk County, but that was one of them. Yep.
Okay. And then we used the
The Gillies House was also given an award during the last round, Commissioner.
Oh, they were. Oh, okay. Was not aware. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you.
okay. Moving right along here. Number 12, report from the procurement department for bid openings and contract awards.
This will be from Maureen McCune.
Hmm?
This will be from Maureen McCune.
Maureen McCune. Maureen, come on in. Have a seat, Maureen.
How are you?
In the approved room. Okay,
Hi, Maureen. How you doing?
Hello.
okay. What do we have today?
Today we went out and just gathered bids for project having to do with the renovation of this area at 614 High Street. And we found the best price for cubicles primarily from a vendor called Strategic Spaces out of Boston.
Okay. This is an award for cubicles. Their design, manufacture, and installation, including the removal and disposal of the old current cubicles. Strategic Spaces LLC. This work is being done on the second floor in this building at 614 High Street. I might add, even painting of this room and the pickup in this room really has made a big difference.
Mm.
Any other comments, Mr. Director, about?
Yeah, the value of the contract, I think, is up to 49,500. It will likely come in less than that. As we finalize the needs, that include not just the cubicles, but associated chairs and so forth.
This is a contract not to exceed 49.5. That's
Right.
good. As a motion pass, accept this contract and award it,
I move approval.
and I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Commissioners, briefly, while Commissioner Shea signs, I wanted to alert folks that the advisory board approved funding for 614 High Street renovations. I believe it's $150,000. We are doing very well with the vendor quotes to date. We are likely to come in well below budget against that 150,000. I do anticipate asking the advisory board through the commissioner's office, obviously, for a revisitation and expansion of the motion of what is remaining from this 150,000 to look at possible additional furniture needs for Norfolk County departments through the end of the fiscal year. So we'll talk more about that in April when we do the SUP. But I wanted to let you know we're coming in below budget on this project. Thank you.
Good.
I'll leave that there because I'll put that for our Commissioner Shea stamp.
Okay, well, that's all good news. Maureen, do we have anything else?
That is all for this week, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 13, report on website revamp with vendor revise for increased ADA conformity. I think Bill Buckley's going to answer this one.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair, the Americans with Disabilities Act has a new directive that is coming due soon to all public websites to update them for accessibility reasons. These updates are obviously needed for people with limited vision and other shortcomings through their disabilities. Our website was in need of some updates. Bill and Sam Evans have both collaborated with our vendor Revise to bring about some changes. So I'll let Bill explain. Go ahead, Bill.
Bill Buckley.
Bill, you might be muted.
Sorry about that. Too many windows open. Through you, Mr. Chair, you obviously recognize this as our county website. As has been previously described, there is a more stringent ADA accessibility requirement that came down from the feds, and we've been working diligently with our vendor, who's been very helpful, through Sam Evans, to make sure we work quickly to make sure we are in compliance of that. The commissioners may remember at the last Quad County meeting with your commissioner colleagues, this was a topic of discussion, and Norfolk County was, I would argue, quite out in front on this as compared to some of our colleagues, and we were able to give them some advice and talk about best practices that we're doing. Through the contract we have with Revise, we are also entitled to a bit of a website freshen up concurrently with the ADA compliance piece. So we are having a kickoff meeting with them tomorrow morning. And what will happen is they will begin to scrub the website to ensure that all of the pictures and the documents meet the higher level of accessibility, as well as giving us an opportunity to revamp some spot pieces on the website, which I will highlight for you now. What we're looking at is, if you can see this bar here that has agendas, minutes, notary services, quit bid openings, we found that there's about twice as many links like that that are really oft used by the public. So we're probably going to make this a double bar and a little more pleasing to the eye to allow people to just scroll right down, click with one click, which is the goal, so you don't have to hunt and peck for what you're looking for on the website to allow people to access our most oft used programs. When I go into agendas and minutes, as you notice here on the agenda, for the last 4 or 5 years, we've used a high resolution PDF that is easily readable. We're switching to an even more high resolution PDF platform to again ensure conformity, and we'll be working on that over the next month or so. Another addition, which may be of interest to you, is this map here with all the cities and towns that take you to our neighbors' websites is a little dated and doesn't it was migrated from our previous website that we use, I believe, Revise for. And so we asked that we used GetFused for. We asked Revise to see if they could examine it and give us something a little better. So they gave us this model, which is pretty cool. This is the Memphis Housing Authority, and they have this interactive map that you click on, and so this type of thing we'll be able to create on our front board, and then those clicks will take you to the cities and towns in a faster way. We're also going to use the same model for a regional service explanation section of the website, hopefully, which will be up and running in the next 6 or so weeks, that will allow you to take the county website in a fashion like this, click on your hometown, and have all the things, the benefits that your community gets from the county, be they rounds of golf at the golf course, students at the agricultural high school, weights and measure services, what type of ARPA grants the community received, what type of opioid grants the community has received, other things that we have done, conservation land of the counties that exist within the community's bounds. So an individual will be able to kind of click on it and see how their community interacts with county government. So it'll be similar to this. Obviously, this isn't a rent affordability calculator, but it will work in the same fashion. That you click on your town and some data will populate below it. All again, quite accessible. So those are the pieces. We are not, unless you feel strongly, we're not going to change sort of the color schemes or other general outlook of the website, but we're again just using this opportunity to kind of tinker with the website as well to make it a little fresher, as we do from time to time. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Bill, could you just let the commissioners know when the executive order on this directs that public institutions have these updates recorded by? I think we're coming up.
I believe it is next month.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So.
And this has been going on for the last 6 to 12 months. It's been a lot of work behind this.
Yep, for sure.
Any questions? Commissioner, any questions?
That was my question. The timetable. That's great. That's great. Great job. Sounds good. Look forward to it.
Okay,
One final thing, Mr. Chairman, we are trying to add more pictures in general to the website. I know we've had the maintenance department, the engineering department, the weights and measures department, asking them to kind of stop whilst going about their day and giving us more sort of photographic evidence of what they do. And we are currently culling a lot of those um, pictures now, and we'll be adding those as time goes on as well to their relevant pages.
Bill, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, may I
Go
ask
ahead,
a
Commissioner.
question? Is there a tab, again, I'm working here. Is there a tab on this proposed website that would even break out the opera for each town and or other services provided, as we may have discussed?
That's what we're going to use that second interactive map for. So that you click on
Yeah,
Can't, you see everything you get. Right now, there is a whole ARPA page, and at the bottom of that page, you can click on it, and it creates this massive spreadsheet. It brings you to this massive spreadsheet where you can kind of hunt and look for
yeah,
your town in order. The goal is to make that a
yep,
little more streamlined, so you look right to, I'm from Walpole. Click on Walpole. What do we have in Walpole? What did we get for
awesome,
ARPA? What did Avon get?
awesome. That's great.
So it's all
Sounds
about
good.
it's all
It,
about that
it's,
1 to 2
it,
clicks, yeah, to get to what
yeah,
you're looking for.
it'll be ready next month. It'll be ready by next month, you're saying? Or
The the
maybe?
um the new requirements come into play next month, and I think uh, generally from listening to discussions both with our county partners and Norfolk County managers, a lot of people are on the road to being compliant, but the hope is that uh, the feds don't come down hard immediately, but everyone's sort of working together. Luckily, we don't have that large of a website or an intricate of a website, so I think we're going to be making pretty good progress,
Great.
especially because we're not using this opportunity to completely tear apart the website. We're leaving most of the things in place. So,
That's great.
and
Okay,
we'll give you a
again,
follow
thank
up
you.
next month about how it's going.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Number 14, congressionally directed spending application through Senator Markey's office for the Norfolk County Agricultural High School. Director Cronin.
So again, thank you, Commissioner Stady. I'd like to bring Mr. Buckley in. We've been made aware by Senator Markey's office that the senator was soliciting congressionally directed spending requests across his district, the state, I should say. We participated in this at least for the last year or two on behalf of the Aggie School and others to put forth this request. Bill worked with the school superintendent to bring forth some ideas, so I'll turn it over to him. The request has been sent in, and we await the outcome through the federal budget process. Go ahead, Bill.
Through you, Mr. Chair, we've done this, I believe, twice already. This will be our third time. This kind of also falls under the heading of you can't get anything if you don't put your name in. So, congressional directed spending requests are due to Senator Markey's office by April the 3rd of next month. We have already put in the same application we did last year, which was for $50,000 for a building feasibility study for the campus and $50,000 for um, a expanded curriculum relative to solar energy. Obviously, we are all watching the news and we understand the volatility of the federal budget right now, but we're hopeful that if we continue to plug away, our ask is not particularly large. So there are now, after filling in and putting in the initial information and the spreadsheet, which I did earlier this week, there are a couple of other pieces which are getting what are called stakeholder support letters. So we will get, I'll bring up for you if you are amenable. I can just redo the letter you did last year because it's for the same project to show your support. We've also reached out to a couple of our colleagues in your colleagues in government at the Massachusetts state legislature. Last year, Representative Phillips and Rogers were kind enough to write letters of support as well. We need two, so we'll take one from you if you like, and hopefully get a couple from them back by tomorrow or Friday, and we'll have a completed application in well before the deadline. And then, as in any earmarking process, it'll go through the federal process, and we'll see how we do. I know Senator Markey's staff has deep ties to Norfolk County, many of them, and are very responsive. And we're very grateful that each year they think of us and invite us individually to solicit applications. So
Sounds
Okay.
great. A
Any
motion or something like that? A motion or,
I would ask for a motion to resubmit a letter of support for this application again for the fiscal year 27 through the Senator Markey's congressionally directed spending process.
would it help? I'll make the motion with a quick question. Would it help to get more legislators involved, or is it there a quick? I mean, I know Senator Mike Rush, when I run into him, has always expressed an interest in the Aggie school. He might be another name to add, but I don't want to overburden you either. What's how do you do this?
It's my understanding that I don't know if it is a federal requirement or a Markey office requirement, but you basically need to upload 2 letters to have a quote unquote completed application. So
Yep.
having 10 I think might be more beneficial if we were talking about a stadium mark we were seeking. Obviously, the more the merrier in that budget process, but this is more just your ticket to ride. So I know we will have one from at least the House of Representatives, which we all know is the better of the 2 branches up there. But I was like you, I think we had a couple of great conversations with Senator Rush and Senator Feeney and some other
Okay.
really
All
strong
right.
county supporters. So I don't think we need to really push this. It's mostly just
Okay.
making sure we check the box.
That's what I was asking. That's all.
Yeah.
Whatever help you need, let us know. So I'll move we go forward to resubmittal of the application to Senator Markey on behalf of the Norfolk County Agricultural High School.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Number 15. Report of the county director. Director Cronin, please.
Thank you, Commissioner Shea. A few items for the commissioners. The development of the FY 27 balanced budget process is underway. We've been analyzing all the department submissions. We've been conducting fiscal team meetings within the office to review past spending, projected spending. We're looking at revenue models. The process is pretty typical of the cycle that is needed to produce the county's budget. It will continue over the next 2 weeks. As I mentioned earlier, I anticipate delivering the balanced budget proposal to you on the 28th. It'll be reflective of what we, through my recommendations, what we can afford against revenue model, which, as you know, has various forms of revenue that feed the county's bottom line, always shifting, always changing. So we'll have those updates for you 2 weeks from today. I also wanted to alert folks, departments that may be listening, to be mindful that Phil sent out an email requesting all supplemental needs be delivered to his attention by March 25th. We're trying to position ourselves to have a firm grasp of what those supplemental transfer needs are, and plenty of time for the commissioners and then thus the advisory board to consider them at the April 15th meeting in just about a month. I also want to let the commissioners know that this winter there's been a fair amount of activity at the Wellston Recreational Facility. We'll call it the basement level. Back in January, staff from this office met Carl in the Golf Pro Suite Labro to go over some facility improvement needs, primarily in the basement level where storage, food services, and some offices are. That area has had some recurring water intrusion issues, as well as some issues that associate with structural issues. So Carl brought those shortcomings to our attention, and I'm happy to report that various trades have been down there over the last several weeks, including your carpenter, who's doing a lot of work to repair broken walls, cracked ceilings. We are hiring an electrician to clean out and clear out all of the excessive unneeded electrical services, some of which have been abandoned. And your painter will begin painting the areas in these 2 large storage areas over the next several weeks. So this is typical off-season prep work. We understand that the golf course was hoping for a soft opening yesterday, so the season is upon them. They'll be turning their attention outside. So over the next several weeks, Carl's lower level hopefully will receive quite an improvement over conditions, and I welcome the commissioners to visit to inspect that. Finally, 2 more items. The Dedham District Court Building Management System, which was begun about a year ago, has largely been completed over the last month or so. We've been working with a vendor on some punch list items. They are wrapping up as we speak. It really had to do with putting in, removing, not putting in, but removing old thermostats that were decommissioned, and then sealing the walls and painting them. So it's a lot of punch list items. We expect that to be done shortly. And that project will be officially completed and commissioned. It will be the first building management system in the county. The commissioners may know that we have funded a study to look at bringing that software to our other courthouses over the next several years. It's a significant expense in technology that we believe will have a long-term benefit for improved, efficient management of all maintenance, mechanical, HVAC, and other diagnostic needs of our buildings. And then lastly, next week, you'll be seeing Lucille Cassis, your RSVP coordinator. The commissioners may be aware, but just to update you, the Federal AmeriCorps Grant Program has announced the opening grants cycle for the upcoming 3-year grant period is upon us. Lucille and her team have put together an application which she will go through with you. There's a little bit of a shift in some of the metrics that the feds have put upon her, but I think you'll see she's done a nice job pulling together the elements of what she hopes will be a successful 3-year grant. So you'll see her next week. Thank you so much.
Okay. Last call. Any other questions or comments for Director Cronin? Thank you.
Nice job, John. Thank you.
16, emergency items or topics that the chair would reasonably anticipate would be discussed. I don't have any. Just another shout out to Chick and the maintenance department for their great job on the snow removal. We discussed it earlier in the program. We know it is blood money, so to speak, and blood work. But it appears we're over that session, and hopefully we can get some state or federal assessment in paying the bill. I have nothing else. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'll
Yeah.
move that we adjourn at 1:53.
1:53. Thank you. Motion to adjourn. I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Full meeting next week. Thank you very much.
Sir, take care. Take care now.